Hi Taurus, here's a general look at your solar chart for the whole of 2011, and this is just an outline of the further flung, slower moving planets that provide the stage really for the faster moving inner planets throughout the year, which are the subject of the monthly forecasts. First of all, Mercury retrograde periods, those are going to be March the 30th to April the 23rd. August 2nd to August the 26th, and November the 23rd to December the 13th. As the year kicks off, you're in a very positive cycle to do with personal relationships. You've had a really lovely energy in your opposite sign for many months throughout 2010, and that will be there until the first few days of 2011 when it shifts out and goes into Sagittarius. But also that can mean that there's a deepening of a closeness with somebody else there, more of a mutual understanding there, more of a caring sort of feeling, and more of an emotional kind of connection there that binds you with somebody that you'll be more aware of. Also on another level, it can be a lucrative time for you, Taurus. And also in the same sort of vein that you and somebody on a business level can shake hands with each other, can agree on something, or maybe it's just you and somebody agreeing to differ, but at least agreeing, because that would be a very good time for you to bury the hatchet, or for certain sort of feuds to be laid to rest, and you to get this sort of deeper feeling of maybe relaxation, relief within you on an emotional sort of a level there. Also you may be getting some expert sort of confidential advice from somebody, or in fact giving some confidential advice. Now Jupiter is going to be in a background area of your chart from January the 23rd to June the 5th, meaning this is going to be a period of spiritual renewal for you, a good time to be working behind the scenes, beavering away at something. It will stimulate imagination, stimulate you artistic children of the bull, and also make your intuitions more sensitive, bring your emotions up nearer the surface as well. So working in any kind of more sensitive or artistic kind of a way, or maybe being more of a support to a common cause of some kind, or towards a certain somebody behind the scenes, just being sort of, there for them in some way. But also at times over that 6 months, it may be that somebody is coming to your rescue and is providing a support or a facility for you. But definitely a good time to be getting on with something, learning something, doing something, creating something, in the wings, as it were. And then when Jupiter comes into your sign from June the 5th, that's the time to bring that out onto center stage. That's the time to sort of, lights, music, this is it, here it is. So like the grand sort of, well, not so grand maybe, but maybe it is a presentation of something. So that from there, June the 5th, that signals a real growth spurt for you, Taurus, your mind opening up to lots of new things, maybe you learning new stuff, through formal education or through travel. Travel is very strongly favored there, connecting with people in foreign lands, foreign cultures, and so on, lots of possibilities. But also with Jupiter in your sign over those months, you're getting the broader perspective on something, you're getting the eagle eye view, and you entertaining lots of new possibilities in your mind. Jupiter will definitely help to plunge you into unfamiliar environments, expose you to lifestyles, maybe the sorts of people that you wouldn't normally be socializing with, but which you find interesting, very interesting, and you learn a lot from. Now there's 4 solar eclipses in 2011. The first one's in Capricorn, and that's on January the 4th. Now if it makes a connection with an important point in your natal chart, then over the coming months from the eclipse time, it will help bring fresh starts to do with travel, visiting strange places or connecting with people from faraway places. And that could teach you a good deal. And also during that period, you can make fresh beginnings with a plan or and project that plan, you know, that dream into the future as something, you know, this is what I want to manifest in my future. Saturn continues to transit Libra until the autumn of 2012, which means that you're in this long cycle of having to work harder at health and fitness, anything around food stuff, so diet, anything that you put through your body, being more aware of that, being maybe more self-disciplined there. And some of you will become, you know, you take up new routines to underpin, you know, better health, fitness, and so on. But on another level, Saturn here means that harder work is centered around the actual job or employment of some kind. You working consistently at something that you want to build upon, really taking responsibility for that. And also maybe at times keeping a lot of balls in the air. So knowing that you've got to work in order to make something come about, as it were, taking the long view. Now, employers, workmates, or employees may feel sort of vaguely annoying at times. Anybody providing a service for you or anybody that you're providing a service for. But as long as you're choosing to do this type of occupation for your own reasons, then that is going to make that discomfort, if you know, for occasional discomfort, or feeling maybe a little bit overwhelmed because you've got a lot of demands on you. Okay, because you know why you're doing it. You're doing it for your own reasons, if you see what I mean. So you're nurturing something, you're keeping something, you're maintaining something, you're repairing something as well, because Saturn in this area is often kind of maintenance orientated, keeping something going. You're underpinning something in a very practical, hands-on sort of a way, and you're becoming, healthier, maybe as a result of that, a leaner, meaner machine. But also, you're honing skills. That's another thing about Saturn there. You know, you're honing skills. You're adding strings to your bow, or you're honing skills. Uranus is transiting this very obscure background area of your chart from March the 12th. That's going to be there for many years. Some of you could be having psychic experiences, or Uranus could be stimulating your subconscious, your dreams, your sleep. Maybe some of you could have involvement in specialized behind-the-scenes type ways, specialized groups which or institutions which are around health or education, or in fact are just contributing something worthwhile into society. Uranus is an innovative, alternative type vibration, so it's likely that you will discover maybe new connections or new approaches which aren't related to what's gone before, or maybe related but are really breaking new ground, maybe initially are not mainstream. Within a club, a group, a society, a group of people with special interests in common. Previous structure may be replaced by a new, anything from the palette of a new array of options here. Now, January and February, Jupiter and Uranus are very close to each other, and may trigger a sudden change in conditions which opens new doors for you. So this could be quite inspiring. This could be an inspiring juxtaposition of factors and people, but also puts you on a bit of a learning curve at the same time. and it could be connected to working for a good cause or spiritual or artistic or healing type activities. The life-changing force of Pluto continues to have a very positive impact on your sign, and there could be growing within you more appreciation of different languages, different systems of thought, more tolerance for different cultures, as your previous beliefs or presumptions are kind of getting cut down to size, and choices could be coming from a deeper place. You may become interested in a particular religion, but your wisdom is definitely growing and deepening. And also another way this can work is a love relationship may be connected to travel or somebody at a distance to you, or they, in fact, are connected to foreign lands. Jupiter aspects Pluto from February the 17th to March the 3rd. At this time, you could become super enthusiastic about starting afresh, renewing something, getting the ball rolling on something, but running up against a few snags there. And Jupiter opposes Saturn on March the 25th to April the 2nd, a time of conflicting energies when you can be successful, but just be cautious when expanding in the new areas. Take the long view when making decisions. Uranus trines Pluto, July the 1st to the 14th and October the 16th to November the 3rd. This is a good influence, and it means that you can be maybe consulted, or you are consulting somebody, or somebody is teaching you or giving you advice, or you are learning. I mean, you're going to be learning a great deal. You should be able to make wise use of your knowledge in certain areas here. You can be feeling quite enlightened, I would think, as well, and you are expanding your life into new areas. This is a time when you could get some very beneficial and positive recognition, Taurus, for your ability to convey knowledge, information, teaching, and this is also a time when others' advice or expertise, as I say, could have a beneficial effect on you. And then Uranus will be in challenging aspect to Pluto, July the 8th to August the 16th. Now, this is going to be a recurring aspect in our skies until well on into 2015, and this is going to affect us all. This isn't necessarily just about you, but actually this aspect is sudden event territory. It can mean that, in fact, we should expect unexpected. I was going to say unexpected, but some of us will have seen the writing on the wall from a long way off. Potentially life-changing conditions which are going on in the sort of the bigger picture of the world at large, ultimately will change things for the better. But you know, in the interim, there it can feel a little bit uncomfortable. So just don't hang on too grimly to your idea of the past and everything reverting back exactly the way it used to be, because it would probably serve you better if you go with the flow and keep, a weather eye on the bigger events which are really outside of anybody's personal control, and proceed with that in mind, within your own small wheel. All of our little wheels are connected to the much bigger wheel. They're all sort of intermeshed. So the idea is to prepare in some way by creating a plan B. Whatever that plan B is going to mean for you. And it could be very much to do with you getting educated in some way, and also you educating others. And of course, education isn't necessarily just standing up at the top of the class with a blackboard. You know, you can be educating through doing and setting an example as well. So this is a significant time in history, which much of what we've traditionally taken for granted, economically, culturally, socially, is subject to deep and transformative change. So at times things are going to be happening very, very fast, and you need to be centered and seize opportunities as and when you see them, but be prepared, and in that way you're going to be ahead of the rest. Okay, and of course, if you're in that place, there's never a crowd. There's only a few, in the beginning at least. The second solar eclipse on June the 1st in Gemini means that, again, if there's strong connections with your natal points, then this is a time when you can improve upon your finances, your material security, any sort of foodstuffs or any ability to produce those around you. You know, that would be good, or to preserve them. Also, you can capitalize on assets. You could actually be selling something, or you could be capitalizing or honing your own inborn talents there into marketable skills, and improving your physical resources, as I say. And that's going to help you help the comfort zone, you know, help your physical material security. The third solar eclipse is in July the 1st. That's going to send a pulse of energy out, again, if it makes connection with your important natal points, to help you make changes through speaking up, through the written word, the spoken word, through the arts, through creative self-expression, through media, networking, through education, through short-distance travel, through socializing with people, connecting up with people. You know, you really take effort there to make new friends. And there is then, and also have a heart-to-heart talk with somebody. That would be good for some of you if you feel you need to. And then there's a fourth solar eclipse, and that's going to happen in Sagittarius on November the 25th. And the one before then happened in Cancer, by the way, July the 1st. So that's your, if it's again connecting with your natal chart points, to do with joint resources. You could make fresh starts there. Anything which is reliant upon an outside source for you to have, whether it's money or property. Or if it's to do with joint assets or joint responsibilities, so some responsibility you share, or a contract that you've made with someone, there can be fresh beginnings with regard to that. You may need to review, clarify, whatever. And also there's 2 lunar eclipses in 2011, so again, if they connect up with your natal chart, then this is going to be affecting these same areas that I've just spoken about, area of joint resources. And for many of you, Neptune has been making its influence felt in the area of worldly image and profession, career, gosh, it's been there for a very long time. And it's just edging its way towards the sort of the dying degrees of being there. And for a short time in 2011, between the April the 5th and August the 5th, it's actually going to go out into the next sign. Where it's been all this long time has meant that perhaps others haven't quite judged you properly on your merits, not seen you as an individual in your own right, with a lot of power, you know. Maybe you would have had to have taken a more selfless attitude or approach there, looking after the affairs of others in some way, giving of yourself for very little in return. So looking after nearest and dearest or working on behalf of some sort of good cause would have been a good thing to have been doing with Neptune there, and still will until it finally leaves in February 2012. But as I say, it's going up between April the 5th and August the 5th in 2011, and that means that you'll feel a pull to become involved with the group dynamic or something which serves the community, and to collaborate with others in that regard. Maybe, exchanging things with each other, knowledge, tools, expertise, joining a group of people who've got, this special interest in common, playing your part there, playing your role, playing your instrument. Your sense of duty is going to be stimulated in that area there. And as I say, that will get into gear properly from February 2012, and then that will leave the career area where maybe you've been underestimated for such a long time, Taurus. In late 2011, Mars is going to stay for a lengthy period in Virgo. That's from November the 11th way on into July 2012. And that's an extraordinarily long transit, and it can bode very well for romance for you, actually, Taurus, being involved in entertainments or having more access to entertainment, but also romantic energy, also the energy where you might be more involved with a child or children. And definitely will be a time when you can be very sort of creatively dynamic, innovative, and show your power and shine in your own special way. Well, that's the overview for 2011. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. I wish you a very happy New Year, and I'll see you the next time.